in a circle. For them, you know, they're trying to get up towards the top side of the lobby. Sadly, though, that position was very rough to play versus Papra Supermassive, and they were trying to get shots wherever they could. For GOAT, this is an extremely tough cross, but getting one of their players in Twix down towards the south side is miraculous and also fantastic timing from them, right? They pulled out the stopwatch, clicked it as soon as they heard the fighting happening over on that west side, and sent Twix out. So that anchor is really important. Good shots there from Killer Joe.
Oh, able to do so much damage to OG on the approach in a time where they need the points as much as they can get. 7 elims already on the game blank. Again, it's not all doom and gloom, but in the bottom 5, it's still really, really uncomfortable. GS also fighting to get out of that bottom 5 spot. They are now 1 point behind Loops. They're guaranteed to get up over Loops this game with the placement points that they're already guaranteed. The question is how far? And nades coming through from OG, making it a little bit harder.
It's so cool seeing like a lot of the top teams fighting out for this one, but then again, a lot of the bottom teams with 9Z, who are in a bit of a struggle bus at the start of the day. GS and OG both looking to make it happen. Both teams who have seen improvement over the stage of Group Green. I think GOAT may be done for in the near future, though. They'd have to find a knock over towards 9Z if they wanted to hope in hell of getting out there. But at least getting Twix towards the central position does guarantee them at least like a top 4 here.
I mean, it's on smokes and cover flares. Like, they might be waiting for other teams to move and covering off Twix's angle, right? I think, are they just in this circle? I think they still have just a tiny sliver of it. Papra Supermassive actually take a knock from GOAT. So there's the maybe opener that they were looking for, but it's still so flat against 9ZG. Their approach, as you said, is fraught with danger. I have to try and find something. In the meantime, OG holding the south as well.
For GOAT, the only option here is to wait for the circle to crunch 9Z in, and during that time where it gets a little bit messy for 9Z, where they have to move and back off angles, that's where the rest of GOAT can start to move. But they're gonna send out some craters, but they need themselves.
Yeah, that's not gonna work out for GOAT. Oh dear. With the placement points they've got already though, blank, they are in the top 3.
Yeah, they tried to pull it in a circle there. Sadly, a little bit of a bounce off the wall kind of ruins their whole day. That's a bit sad. But again, I still think it's a top 4 with Twix involved. GS trying to get around the side, but it's a nasty nade from Maru. Goes over towards Icon, will take him out. And now ESO looks to find these shots through the window.
Maru steps out wide. Patient, is good. A really, really nice rotation there, getting through. Loving the ghillie suit on Rondo, by the way. Don't see too much of it. The blossoms looking pretty for Aru. Almost as pretty as his peaks there. 9 elims now and a 4th place guarantee. This is the game that OG needed to jet out of the bottom 5 blank. They want to keep climbing. They want to go as far as possible. Again, it's nice not to be there now, but it's about getting as many points under the belt as humanly possible to set yourself up for safety later on. Because with only 6 matches, including the conclusion of this one to go, it's got to feel good that you're into the top 3. Maybe a 2nd place on the cards if Papra Supermassive can hold it out against 9ZG.
Yeah, I think for OG, it's been really nice. And so far, a lot of these pieces they're going for are covered off by their teammates. And it's looking a lot cleaner on their approach towards these engagements. They're not trying to take fights that they know they're not comfortable in. And they're still keeping up that great macro that we know they have. It is sad where this is almost an impossible location to push out from. But what I am glad about is that they've tried to make a move. A lot of times in the past, I think OG would have just sat there and waited for the blue to envelop. But they actually went for something, and that's promising to me.
I mean, they saw those flares drop. They knew attention might be distracted, might be a little bit split. That was as good a time as any, but unfortunately did not go their way. Papra Supermassive, they've held this building for so long. 9ZG have been on the outside, but 9ZG are giving it a damn good go here. Nico is knocked. Lost was taken down earlier. Nico on the off angle, very unlikely to be resable there. Kamikaze feels the bounce of a nade of one of the tetrahedra littering the battlefield, and another nade for 9ZG. This is again another campaign to get away from the bottom 5 spots, and that is a brilliant conclusion for 9ZG. Papra Supermassive get a decent chunk of points as well, but they could not leave their compound. They held it strong, but they just weren't allowed.